Okay everybody, this is the first bed that I'm preparing for the Aquajet irrigation system. I used to have my drip system here. I've pulled it out and disconnected it from the main here on this bed and leveled everything out. The Aquajet irrigation system gets buried 4 inches below the surface of the soil. So I've done a dry layout over here. This is my dry layout. You can see here this is 18 inches, and then there's going to be a 12-inch space here, 18 inches, and then 12 inches. And these are going to these empty spaces are going to be more pieces of Aquajet that I'm going to have to custom cut and drill the holes in there to spray towards the end of the bed. This is my plan for the supply line. Since it's going down, we're going to come up with a 90 it over to the wall, 90 this way, and then this will go in to the Aquajet here, feeding the full racetrack system. I'm going to build the same manifold end on this. So in setting this up, it's really important that your pipes be vertical. If they're off even a little bit over the course of the 14 inches worth of water spray, you're going to be off an inch or two, which can spray above or below your soil and cause your plants not to get watered. So to make this right, I've been setting this on the table here and adjusting these to be vertical by eye on each side. You know, just looking at it, you can look and see that they're vertical. And this is before it's glued. So I've been marking them like this in order to have a reference. Once I put the glue in there, it's hard to adjust, but if you put a mark on here, that'll help to know where you're aiming for once you've got your glue in. So here we go with the first water pressure test. We're filling now, sprinklers are on. See a little bit there coming out. Looks like we get a pretty good spray here. Not quite the pressure I was expecting, but they are spraying almost all the way to the edges. I'm pretty happy with that so far. So here's the final installation of this. I did a little tricky work over there with the 90s and got her to fit in. Got these holes to be at 4 inches below the soil depth, which is roughly a ½ inch below the top of my bricks. I leveled this end with that piece there. Then I pounded this rebar in on this side, and I strapped this in right here on the end to get that level. And then I did the same down there at the other end, and then I used a 4-foot level on the pipes in the middle and leveled them across the middle, and did the same thing with the tie wraps here, 2 tie wraps, 1 each side. And since that rebar is ribbed, it kind of grabs those wire ties and pulls them in there tight. And then I just chopped off the ends, and we got a nice setup here. I buried in this end to give that a test of actually being buried. Have to take the dirt out of this bed and put it into this bed, and then I'll go ahead and put the Aquajet in that bed over there in the next weekend. So far I'd say the installation was pretty easy. Turned out pretty well here. I'm happy with the way everything is. We're going to fill all this bed in. I'm going to plant it out with my fall crop, and I'll come back with a review on this later down the line, and we'll see how everything's growing in this bed. Thanks very much for watching. Check me out on Desert2GardenLV on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you in the next one.